Well, good morning. It's Monday morning. I know some people dread Mondays, and really, I guess since I retired from my work for the federal government, I don't necessarily dread Mondays anymore. But anyway, I hope you're doing well this morning. It's September 20th, and fall is just around the corner. This morning, I want to share with you a devotional entitled Three Barriers to Hearing God's Voice. Um, Let me ask you, what do God's voice and cell phones have in common? I mean, for both, you have to be positioned correctly to hear them clearly. Reception quality, as probably most of with your cell phone, it varies widely. I mean, in a big, sturdy building, your coverage may be spotty at best sometimes, and in the wilderness area, you're likely not to have cell service at all. You have to be in the right position to have a clear, reliable signal. But the same is true with your relationship with God. If you want to hear God's voice clearly and consistently, you must be positioned correctly. Let me explain. What does it look like to be, in the wrong position to hear God? Well, when you're in the wrong position, your mind is closed. You want to do what you want to do, not what God wants. In the wrong position, your heart it's hardened. You're unwilling to listen. So what keeps your heart hard and your mind closed to God? Well, here are three barriers that I think keep you closed to God's message. Probably the three most general things that come to my mind. First of all is pride. If you think you don't need God in your life and you want to handle things yourself, you're probably not listening to God, to speak to you. See, pride keeps you from being open to the possibility that God might want to say something to you. Pride's probably what hinders most of us. But then also, secondly, there's fear. Many people can't hear God because they're afraid to hear, God speak. You might think that, hearing God's voice is or sensing his leading makes you some kind of religious fanatic. Or maybe you're afraid of the changes that you need to make in your life if you listen to God's leading. And then there's bitterness. When you hold on to a hurt, maybe somebody's hurt you, resentment, or maybe a grudge. You hold on to these things. You're not able to hear God because you see your heart is hardened at that point. A hard heart grows cold and it makes you defensive, even to God's love. In James 1:21 it says this: get rid of all the filth and evil in your lives and humbly accept the word God has planted in your hearts, for it has the power to save your souls. You see, it's time to get rid, of any bitterness, any fear, and pride that are keeping you from hearing God's voice and living out his purposes for your life. And then you'll be able to hear God and you'll be able to, have an open heart and you'll have an open mind and be able to humbly accept what he's saying to you. We all have to come to a point in our lives where we give up those things, that bitterness and that fear and that pride. And I hope this morning, if maybe there's some of these things that are hindering you, that you would throw those things aside. You would ask God to help you with whatever it is that's bothering you, whether it be bitterness, fear, or pride, or, some other things. But those are usually the three most prevalent things that keep us from, hearing what God wants to say to us. Anyway, I hope that encourages you here on this Monday morning. I hope that you're ready to have a good Monday. The weather's going to change a little bit on us, and it's going to be a little cooler come this evening and tomorrow. Anyway, hope you enjoy your Monday. I remember Angie and I love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. God bless you.